Hi everyone, Marisa Stone here with Simon Says Social and the Systems Lounge, and I want to welcome you today to the 2018 Premier International Women's Business Systems Virtual Summit, where you get to learn all about the systems that our speakers are using to get things done. And I am super excited today to have Sharlrita Deloatch here, and she is going to talk with us all about starting a successful coaching practice. So if this is you and you've been trying to get your coaching practice off the ground, you definitely want to stick around. So let me tell you a little bit about her before we get started. Sharlrita assists working women who know that there's a lot more to life than this 9 to 5 mundane job in becoming a successful business owner. She actually has come up with a secret weapon for women that she provides, and it offers proven exclusive strategies and tips to truly help them build this solid foundation inside their business. She is no stranger to making bad choices in life. She uses those choices and what she has experienced to truly captivate her audiences about her own journey and how they can change their journey. From a convicted felon to a thriving entrepreneur, Sharlrita really understands the pain points that people go through and how to use that pain in order to propel herself to what she calls her purpose. And she does this through speaking, writing, coaching, and working with other women. She helps them to do the same. With her demanding approach on living on purpose, she makes a great impact on the lives of those around her and all the corporations in which she works with. She spends a lot of time helping them to truly figure this thing out. She uses her pain of not being able to find a job and not being able to deal with society to really leverage this idea of customer service to a whole new level. And that's a really important piece, folks, because just because you're a one-woman show doesn't mean you get to forget about this customer service. With her 15 years of customer service experience, she's now started her own customer service consulting company. It's called New Phase Career Solutions. And inside this company, she helps small businesses and nonprofits truly improve their bottom line by teaching, training, and providing these strategy sessions that are so crucial for a company so that they can provide the best customer service available to every client every time. Sharlrita, it's so exciting to have you on the summit. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Marisa, for having me. I really appreciate it. Yes.
I am so excited to dive into this topic because I think so many women struggle with how in the world do I get my coaching business off the ground, right? So let's just begin at the beginning and define what is a successful coaching practice and who should look into starting one?
A successful coaching practice to me is someone that is solving a particular area or expertise or a problem. So you are solving a problem for a particular client for a particular time. And a person that wants to really get into the coaching industry should really love to help people and have some experience where you're helping someone get from one place to the next. So it's all about, no matter what type of coaching business you want to start, you have to be a problem solver.
And I love that you broke it down in that way, because some people who are watching this don't like the term coach. So, and all we're really talking about though here is assisting other people in solving problems, right?
Exactly.
So you can call yourself anything you want. We've given you permission.
Right.
So how do you determine if you're truly ready to start this successful coaching practice? Like, are there questions I should be asking myself? Are there exercises I should be going through? How do I know if I'm ready?
I would definitely get some type of assessment. That's one thing that I did. I took an assessment through my church. So I wanted to see and what level of capacity did I fit in the ministry standpoint, which it can be the same as a business standpoint. So if I'm good at evangelizing, or if I'm good at talking to people, if I'm good even as a pastor, because a pastor to me sometimes is a role of a coach, because you really have to help people. That's what I did. I took an assessment to see where I fit, and to see also I looked at my background to see what I used to do and what principles I can take from what I used to do to dive on over to my coaching business. So yes, take an assessment, see if it's a good fit for you, because everybody that says they can coach don't really want to coach, or everybody that can coach, it's not really a good fit for them. So you gotta want to help people. You got to want to help people at all times.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. So, but there are different types of coaches, correct?
It is.
How do I know which type I want to become?
I say, look at your background first. Look at what you're already good at. I think we miss that. We want to get into coaching, and we want to try to, I want to be a business coach, but do you have business experience?
Right.
Oh, I want to be a life coach. Okay, what a part of your life can you help someone else with? So I definitely believe you have to coincide your life, your background experience. Don't take that for granted. If you have ever worked in corporate, take that experience and see, okay, what are people asking me about a lot? And that way you can figure out if you want to really be in the business side, which is like the two main ways, business or life. And there are different ways you can break those down, or different entities of business and life.
And that makes so much sense too. So it really is, the sky's the limit on what I want to focus on, because whatever area of expertise I'm in that I'm passionate about, that's the type of coach I could become.
Exactly.
Okay. So how do I identify what audience I want to serve?
You identify the audience by, first you got to do some market research. You want to make sure that what you want to do is in demand, in some type of demand. It doesn't have to be the highest demand, but somebody has to need what you have. So doing market research really helps. And you can just do that by asking people around you, asking those on your social media, just asking those questions about your area of expertise and how you can serve them. That's the top way of really getting into the coaching industry, is doing market research. And I don't think we do enough of that, because we want to just get in with what we have, but you got to make sure that's what people want. And I also choose your audience really, what I talked about before is what are you good at? Are you good at life coaching, meaning can you help someone with their life? Can you help someone with their spiritual life? Can you help someone in their business? I really believe you have to have a passion for it if you want to really get into the entity of coaching.
I totally agree with that. And I think, it doesn't matter if you're coaching or you're doing something else. The passion has to guide you, right? I mean, okay, so what sort of certifications do I need to consider if I want to open my own successful coaching practice?
All right, this is my opinion. So I believe that with your experience, you can start a successful coaching business, but if you are wanting to get more detailed in your coaching business, and what I mean by that is you really want to maybe get into different areas. If you want to, you want to kind of soften up your skills or get more skills, I do suggest you get a coaching certification. And I did that not because I didn't know how to coach or I didn't have the experience, but because I wanted to know the different entities of a coaching business. And there are different entities of a coaching business, what you must have, how do you choose your audience, how do you package your packages, what type of coaching you'll be. See, those are some of the things you may not learn on your 9-to-5, but you can learn getting a certification. So I am pro certification, but don't use the fact that you don't have a certification enable you to start your coaching business.
Boom.
Yep.
And I love that you said that, because a lot of us, we're perfectionists at heart. And so we'll be like, oh, well, I don't have that yet, so I can't do this yet. Yes, you can. The first time you do anything, you're probably not going to be 100%, and that's okay. There's
Right.
always a learning curve, and there's always an opportunity for growth and improvement. And by starting at the beginning, like everybody else has to,
Everybody else, yes.
you start getting there quicker. So yes, get it going and get it started. Okay, so let's talk about charging for my services. How in the world do I figure out what I'm supposed to be charging?
I will first, for me, I always look at what is my target goal for the month, the 3 months, however you want to do. You do a month by month, 3 months, or the year. All right. Taking it by the year may be a little bit more easier for some. So what do you want to make per year? So with per year, how do you got to break that down by the months, break that down by the weeks and by the days, and you get your figure. Then you have to figure out if you want to coach groups. If you want to coach one-on-one, I highly suggest that your one-on-one coaching is premium, more higher target price than it is your group. So I'm not saying it has to be a certain amount, but make sure that amount is higher, because you're working with someone one-on-one of different energies. You just take on a lot when it comes to coaching. Also kind of think about if you want to coach online. Now online coaching is very, very popular right now. Or maybe you just want to coach people in-house one-on-one at a location. So say if you want to have a building and all that good stuff, you have to look at your overhead. So that's how I really determine my prices on what my top number is for the particular year, and breaking it down with my expenses and all that good stuff and what you bring home.
Yeah, and that makes so much sense. I really like that a lot. That's some great advice there. Okay, so let's say I've decided I'm going to start my successful coaching business. I've figured out what I'm going to coach on. I know my audience. I've figured out what I'm going to charge. What do I call my business?
Well, it depends. It kind of depends on you. If you're primarily just going to be a coach, there are different names for coaches. Or you can have you can do a consultant. Now, consulting and coaching are two different things, but you have to figure out, what do you want to call yourself? Like we said in the beginning, it's not really a limit on what you should call yourself. There are strategists, there are coaches. There are those are the main two ones, are coaches or strategists. So I call myself a strategist, because I know with me, I can help people strategize certain things. Or just call yourself a coach. It's not really a really big deal what you call yourself, but as long as you own up to what you call yourself.
Yeah. And a lot of people just name their business their name.
Their name, yeah.
And that's what they go with, and that works really well for them, because nobody else has that name, so it works. So let's talk about my online presence on my website for a minute. What do I need to put on my website?
Oh, definitely. On your website, you need to have a page on how people can work with you. So on my website, I have a page where people can work with me. Now, your process and your systems must be in place. As we're talking about business systems, you want to have them in place for them to get in contact with you. So you want to make it easy. So if your ongoing process is that if they go to your website and they need to set up maybe a discovery call with you, have that link on your website, so all they have to do is click it and go and set up a discovery call. Now, the different people feel different things. You can have your prices on your website if you want to, but you don't really have to. I put some, it just all depends. But if you can have a place where you don't have prices, where in order for them to get prices, they have to book a call with you. So again, that goes back to your own thought process. How do you see it? And that's how I put my systems in place. Well, how do I want my customers, what step do I want them to go next when they go to my website? So that's something to think about.
Yeah, totally makes a lot of sense. So let's say I've put all this together. I've figured out my name. I know who my audience is. I know what I'm coaching about. Perhaps I've gotten a certification or two. How in the world do I get the word out that I've started this coaching practice?
You have to get the word out by your mouth. That's the way you're going to start, is by your mouth. Can you use social media? Yes, but sometimes when you're first in the beginning, you got to get out from behind a computer, go to some networking events, go to some paid events, go to some events that are really catered to your niche, and get in the room with other coaches. Get in the place, whether you're in masterminds and things like that. You can definitely get started by just your word of mouth. Now, once you get the word of mouth out there, and you can get those people that's been asking you questions a lot, you know, they're inboxing you or they're emailing you those questions, you know, have them book a call with you. And I would say you can either coach with them by waiving your fee for a couple of people. I would say no more than 3 to 5 people, just to start building up your coaching practice, or do it at a minimal fee. All right. Doesn't have to be at a free cost. Do it at a minimal fee and get those people and coach them whatever duration you decide to, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I would highly recommend maybe starting off at 30 days so that they can get an instant result. And once they get the result, do a testimonial, have them do the testimonial, put those testimonials on your website. All right, and go from there. And then they will spread the word for you. I promise you they will.
Yeah. And I would even say, take it a step further, right? And, you know, publish some of those testimonials in the online space and let other people know, hey, you know, this was a fabulous opportunity to meet with this amazing client, and here's what they have to say. And, you know, if you're struggling with the same thing, reach out to me. I can totally help you, or whatever, right? Once you've collected those testimonials, those are word of mouth social proof that you know what you're doing.
Exactly. And you don't need a lot, you know.
No, you don't.
And go from there.
Yep. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. So I know we are going to be diving much, much deeper in the next interview, all about this idea of setting up and starting our own successful coaching practice. But is there anything else we need to know right now?
Right now, you need to know that you can do it. You need to know that you are already equipped with what you have. We talked about earlier, don't try to be perfect, you know, because we're not perfect. We didn't start off perfect.
Right.
So continue on. The more and more you get into your coaching business, the more you can start critiquing things, the more you can start making things better for your client. But it's always go ahead and get started with what you already have.
Yeah. Totally agree with that. Do not hesitate. Get the ball rolling today. We cannot stress that enough, because if you don't do it, nobody else is going to.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for all this information that you've shared today. This has been absolutely amazing. Before we let you go, how can people reach out to you? Let's say they want to pick your brain a little bit more about this idea of starting their own coaching practice, or they want to access some of your resources, or perhaps even work with you. How can they reach out to you?
I always give people to my hub, which is www.sharlritaspeaks.com. You can contact me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, as well as Facebook at Sharlrita Speaks. And you can just easily get there to connect with me at the links above below this video as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sharlrita. This has been so amazing. I really, really appreciate all you've shared. Guys, click on the links below and take advantage of some of this information that Sharlrita is sharing with you today. It is super, super important, if you are starting your own coaching practice, that you take advantage of some of this information so you can figure out how to get your coaching practice up and running. For those of you that are trying to struggle with this, still trying to figure it out, whatever, you are definitely going to want to continue this conversation with Sharlrita below and check out her advanced session. But in order to do that, you're going to have to upgrade to the All Access Pass. Now, there's also a button below this video that will take you straight to that page and let you snag that pass right now. And it is so important that you do so, because not only do you get all of the live sessions that you're watching right now, but you also get lifetime access to these much deeper dives that I'm taking with every single one of our speakers. And I guarantee you do not want to miss that one. Sharlrita, thank you so much for all you've shared here today. It's been absolutely a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you so much for having me. having me.
Wonderful. And guys, we will see you inside the All Access Pass. Bye, everyone.